Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It's time for Taroscopes. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Cancer. That's Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising for the month of March 2023. February was a very intense month, a lot of energy happening with Pluto. This month has its own sort of intensity. It's a little less, perhaps, intense than February, and it's a little bit of a rest period between the next super intense month, which is going to be April, and then May. Well, we'll see. Definitely April and May. But it is going to have its challenges, and it is going to have its energies and its lessons and its rewards. So let's take a look. We're going to look at the astrology first, and then we're going to do a card reading using an oracle deck, the Mystic Sisters Oracle, and my Tarot of the Spirit tarot cards. But let's look at the astrology first because this is a significant part of the month. All right, so we are going to go back to Cancer. I can find the right little, okay, here we go. Let's go back to Cancer. Cancer. Cancer is a cardinal water sign. All the cardinal signs starts the seasons. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, Cancer starts the season of summer, and in the Southern Hemisphere, winter. The mantra for Cancer is I feel, and your ruling planet Cancer, of course, is the moon, the most changeable of the planetary energies that we work with. It has a waxing and a waning nature. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and the moon is how we feel, how we respond to life, and we respond in many, many different ways. As we start the month of March, we have a lovely sextile between the Sun and Jupiter. The Sun is in Pisces. We start the month with the Sun in Pisces. Oops, excuse me. I went the wrong way. Yeah, let's talk about this first. We're in an 8 year, and 8 is Leo, and the Strength card. It's our self-expression on the tree of life. It activates the throat. It activates the path between Jupiter and Mars, and energetically, it is the throat chakra, the chakra of purification, the chakra of divine will, where we co-create with spirit. So it's an important energy. It's a manifestation energy. So we are going to be manifesting. Leo for you, Cancer, is your second house of money. So this can be a very, very good money year for you. You can make you can really sort of up your resources with this energy if you are willing to do the work and you're willing to do the organizing that it's going to take. Okay. All right, let's get on with now this looks more familiar. This looks more correct instead of the Gemini one. But a lot of the energy this month is in your ninth house. The ninth house is the house of what is true, what you believe. It's a Sagittarius house. It's the house, what you can teach. This would be a very potent time for you to teach what you know, teach what you understand. What has your life experience shown you? And can you share that with others? The ninth house is a very public house. The 10th house is also a very public house. And we have the other energy of this month happening in the 10th. So for Cancer, with the ninth and 10th house being highlighted, this is really a time for you to get yourself out there, to express yourself, for people to see you, and for you to be willing to share parts of yourself. Pretty much all the energy this month is out in the world. And so that's where you have to put your energy, out into the world. Okay, you can't hide at home anymore or hide in your little crabby shack. It's time to get out and get moving and share what you know. The sun waning sextile to Jupiter is a lovely way. The sun is in your ninth house, Jupiter in your 11th house. This is a time for you uh, to have goals, to get together with groups of like-minded people, to teach and to share and the like. A powerful time for that. On the 3rd of March, Venus makes a last quarter square to Uranus. Venus in Aquarius in your 8th house. Last quarter square to Uranus in that 11th house. There's a crisis in thought, a crisis in belief. This is where you have to change your mind about something. This can also be a time when, if there's a relationship that's been stultifying for you, that you can free yourself from it, especially if it's a relationship that's been somewhat controlling and chaotic. So this may be an opportunity for you to exit, stage left even. On the 4th of March, Mercury makes a waning sextile to Uranus. These waning sextiles have the underlying energy of Aquarius. And of course, Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius. So it's sort of a double down on the progressive thinking kind of energy here. And it is thinking, because we're dealing with Mercury and Uranus, both mental planets. Mercury is our lower reasoned mind, where Uranus is our individuated unconscious. It holds within it our past lives, and our future possibilities. So this sextile can actually bring visions to you, either of the past, either of something in the past that you've forgotten, or a past life memory comes up, or an understanding, or a vision for your future, a vision for your future. It is very future oriented right now, so it's just as likely to be a vision of the future. But it is a future time, so I would err on that side, if we could say that. It's not really error, it's just leaning on that side, leaning on the future a little bit. On the 8th, Mercury makes a conjunction to Neptune. This happens in that 9th house of yours. This is a time when you can really connect with spirit. And really, when you have the Cancer on the ascendant like this, with Pisces in that 9th house, you're quite a spiritual person, but it's you can also be quite religious. And some of the issues that you can have at this time will be your relationship to religion, but it's really more about spirituality and the connectedness that we all have, and how to use that to our benefit, right? How to use our collectivity to our benefit. We may get some ideas about that with Mercury conjunct Neptune. On the 9th, Mars makes the last quarter square to Uranus. Remember, Venus just made that last quarter square. Now Mars follows. Venus and Mars got together on the 22nd of February in a conjunction at 7 degrees of Aquarius, starting a new cycle between Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars are the two planets where we relate. We relate through Venus and Mars. Venus, the inner feminine; Mars, the outer masculine. Venus, the woman; Mars, the man, the balance of that within us, and also we may see balance between men and women, a more balanced shared power, perhaps, with that energy in Aquarius. And so we have Mars, we have first Venus, right, on the 3rd, and then Mars on the 9th come in and square Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius. And this is about it's a last quarter crisis in consciousness square. So there's a rebellion and a turning away from the past into a new way of relating to each other and relating to the world with a view towards the future. And this can also be a very explosive time, because Mars is in its nature projectile, and Uranus is explosive. So we really need to shine a lot of light and bring a lot of energy of peace to especially the places that are struggling and are at war, because it's endangering all of us. So we really do need to put the protection energy and the love energy, and help us move through this very tenuous and difficult time in a way that uh, we can have the least amount of harm, I think, honestly. Um, Sun, on the same day, the sun makes a waning sextile to Uranus. This opens us up to out of the box solutions. We're going to need those. And Mercury ingresses into Aries on that day. Mercury is the planet of the mind moving into Aries in your 10th house. This is a house of leadership, and Mercury is your word. And so this is a time perhaps that we will hear, you will be heard. And you want to make sure you know what you're saying, knowing that you're held responsible for what you put out there. Remember, we're in an 8 year, so our throat chakras are very powerful. Our throat chakras are always powerful, but when you get that extra like boost from the vibration of the 8, um, you do have to know what you're saying, and you need to be aware of what you're saying, because it has consequence. The second week of March is a little bit of a rest, hopefully. At least that was my initial impression of the month. We'll see how that goes. We have a full new moon in Pisces. This is the start of the lunation cycle. Now, Pisces is the last sign of the tropical zodiac. So this is sort of wrapping up the year that started when the sun moved into Aries last year, right? And this is sort of the lunation, the new moon lunation, to the full moon, which ends up being the full moon happens on the 25th, but it also starts the eclipse cycle and the eclipse season. So there's a sort of a new beginning in the last sign, in the sign that's most collective, in the sign of compassion, in the sign of unconditional love and forgiveness and healing, as we come into this 2 weeks later, we have this full moon lunar eclipse as part of the lunation cycle. And then the new moons happens in April, which actually it's a total solar eclipse, new moon, goes right across the United States from, I think, Maine, starts in Maine and goes all the way down to Texas. So it's crossing over the United States. The last time an eclipse crossed over the United States was 2017, when it went from Oregon to South Carolina. So it's making a giant X in Southern Illinois and Kentucky and Tennessee and that area, and Missouri. So that's going to be a high focus area come April, just from the eclipse, the paths of the eclipse. But we are not there yet, and we're planting seeds at 21 degrees of Pisces. And you can plant seeds for peace and love and harmony and all those Piscean things, healing. On the same day, Mercury makes a waxing sextile to Pluto. Mercury and Pluto came together, was it at the beginning of February or the end of, I can't remember if it was the end of, I know it was not that long ago and I should remember. It was either the end of January or the beginning of February, when Mercury moved into to Aquarius and then met up with Pluto. And now, many weeks later, we have the sextile, which opens the lines of communication between Mercury, the planet of the mind, the messenger of the gods, and the world soul, Pluto, in Aquarius. So the lines of communication are open. It's time to gather information. It's time to think about the future, and what the world soul is asking us to move towards. On the 11th of March, we have Venus ingress into Pisces. Now, Venus really loves being in Pisces, so Venus moves out of your 8th house into your 9th house. This is a love of knowledge, a love of truth, and it's Venus, so it's a love of love. It's a beautiful place for Venus. It's powerful. Venus is very powerful in Pisces and can go a long way to spreading love and healing energy. So March is a good time for you to really sort of, if you do healing work, this is a high time for this. On the 17th, the Sun in Pisces will conjunct Neptune, just as Mercury did. And the Sun likes is delineation. Likes when the sun is out, we can see things clearly, right? We can see where the lines are. The brighter the sunshine, the more contrast between the light and the dark. And then we have Neptune, which obfuscates and fogs things up. So things won't necessarily be clear, but it is a time when we can utilize our imagination. It is a great time for meditation. It is St. Patrick's Day, so if you are so inclined to drink beer with your friends, or green beer with your friends, or regular beer with your friends, make sure you have a designated driver or your Uber thing. Um, Things aren't seen very clearly on that day, so you need to be especially aware of that. On the 19th, the sun will ingress into Aries. That's the start of the spring here in the Northern Hemisphere, the start of the zodiacal year, moving right into that 10th house. So your career is highlighted, your public standing. People are going to see you now. So be prepared. You're going to be seen. You're going to be seen with the sun there. On the 21st of March, the sun makes a waxing sextile to Pluto, just like Mercury had the conjunction with Pluto. The sun also had a conjunction with Pluto. But that was in January, and it actually had the conjunction with Pluto at the last, very, very last degree, 2959 of Capricorn. And then on the same day, the sun moved into Aquarius, and then Pluto moved into Aquarius. It was the 20th of January. So that was a big shift day in January. And now we come to the point where the sun is making a sextile to Pluto. So this is the lines of communication are opening. This is mentally stimulating. This is about talking about what we need to do, where we need to go. This is about purpose. It's about soul. It's about so many things. And it's a powerful time for you. It's a powerful time for all of us. But for you, it's happening in your 10th house. The sun is in your 10th house, so people are going to see you have influence at this time. On the same day, we have Venus, the planet of love, conjoin Saturn in Pisces. This is an important conjunction. It's the start of the Venus-Saturn synodic cycle. Venus is what we love and what we value, and who we love and who we value. And Saturn is structure. And so this is about bringing structure to what you love. It can also bring a sense of suppression of what you love, where you can feel like there's a lack with this energy, but it's just the start of it, and it's for you to build from. It's for you to build from. On the 22nd, Mars, the planet of action, moves into Pisces, the sign of healing. So this is a powerful healing time for you, and for you to show your healing abilities. This is a time to be out in public, doing your thing, having people feel the energy, or see what you do, or whatever it is, whatever healing thing you've brought in to do in this lifetime. This is a time to put it out there, for people to see, for people to enjoy, and for people to be healed. March 24th, Venus makes a waning sextile to Jupiter. All the planets that make aspects to Jupiter then make aspects to Uranus, because Jupiter and Uranus are both in Taurus, and they're actually getting closer and closer to a conjunction that they're going to have in May. In May, at 22 degrees of Taurus. So there is a big new energy of illumination coming. But it's not here yet. But this waning sextile is part of the cycle that began last year, when Venus and Jupiter were conjoined, and they're the two benefics. So there's an energy of sort of something. We're at the point of the cycle where we get to share what we know, what we share, what we experienced through Venus and through Jupiter. Jupiter is understanding, Venus is love, our understanding of love, our understanding of relationship, our expansion of love, or expansion of relationships. Okay. And then on the 25th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse. I talked a little bit about it at 6 degrees of Libra. This is happening in your, the full moon is happening in your fourth house. So there are things around family that could come up for you, be exposed. And then the sun, of course, in the 10th house. This is the axis of security. It's also the axis of authority. And so you being an authority in your own life, you feeling like you can contribute to the stability of your life and your family's life. Those are things that can come up at this time with this full moon. It is an eclipse, so we can expect there to be something unexpected with this eclipse. And then on the 28th, Venus makes the same sextile she made to Jupiter, only this time she makes it to Uranus. And so Venus making a waning sextile to Uranus, Venus waning sextile to Jupiter has brought you as far as you can in your understanding of the world. And what Uranus does is it sort of blows you out into the otherworldliness. And so you get even a broader perspective of what's possible when it comes to love. All right, so that's the story I see for Cancer. All right, let us pick a card here. Just move something. We're gonna pick a Mystic Sister Oracle card. So let's see what the Mystic Sisters have to say. This is by an artist, Emily Bolivet. She does some beautiful work, and all the cards are her art and her interpretation. What does Cancer need to show me? Cancer. What's the energy for Cancer? I guess I'll do it like I've been doing it. We'll just spread it out and see what comes up. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Just gonna something. Okay, here we go. All right, what do we have here? Cancer, Cancer. All right. We have air. Air. Huh, look at that. She's got some mushrooms there. She might be an herbalist. Let's see what it says. I haven't picked her yet, so I don't know what it says about her. Air. You may not even say it that way, but we'll go with that for the time being. Healing, recovery, and remedies. I told you got to put your healing out there, right? All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, there she is. Beautiful. In Norse mythology, Air, whose name means help or mercy, is the goddess associated with medicine and healing. Air is a healer and of the other gods and goddesses. If they were ever sick or injured, Air would heal and protect them with magical potions and sophisticated herbal medicines or remedies. When this card is drawn, you or someone you love will be in need of healing and recovery time. Exercise compassion and tenderness. Create a practice patience. Oh, wait. Create a peaceful space for recovery. Research your remedies and practice patience and faith in the healing process. That's it. Work your healing magic, Mr. and Mrs. Cancer. or Mr. and Ms. Cancer, or Dr. Cancer, or whatever, whatever your, whatever it is. All right, we're using the Tarot of the Spirit. I love this deck. It's very, it's based on the Kabbalah, so it's a great deck to work with the Kabbalah. And the book that comes with it is fantastic. Fantastic information on the Tree of Life in the Kabbalah. So if you are interested in the Kabbalah, this is the deck to get with the book that comes with it. It's a big fat, well-researched, well-done book. Pamela Eakins, all the art by her mother, who was an artist. I don't know if her mom is still with us, but this is one of my favorite, absolutely favorite decks. Okay, let's try that again. I got stuck. I just kept trying to shuffle in the same place. All right, just a few more shuffles. Yeah, two more. Interesting times we're living in, guys. Okay, I think this is good. Yes, sir. Oh, itchy. Sorry. Itchy nose. My mother would always say something about that. Healing, temperance. This is about walking the straight and narrow. This is about tempering your actions. This is about an initiation, a spiritual initiation. You're being asked to move in a very a well-worn path of mystics before you, and now it's time for you to walk the path of the mystic. The challenge is the birth of light. I mean, how is that a challenge? It's part of the journey. It's the challenge is walking the straight and narrow, moving up the tree, as it were, and shining your light in the process. A truth has been exposed. You are a truth seeker. You do not hold back when you see the truth. You're not afraid to say it, but it can create some kerfuffles or worse. In the past, we have the moon. There was a lot of emotional ups and downs, a lot of stuff you had to deal with and get through, a lot of feelings. A lot of those feelings were very, in a way, base and guttural feelings, um, and just really, really deep, like, wow, like that, right? That's in the past. Let's see what's in the sky. The end of a cycle and the beginning of a new. So I feel like the moon is done and over, and we're moving into a new cycle. The moon card, back when, right before Putin invaded the Ukraine, the moon card kept coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. And then we had the what happened in the Ukraine. And that's the kind of energy the moon can hold, right? That what, like painful, like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, why are you doing this? Like that kind of. And then we have in the sky the end of a cycle. So that could mean that there's the end of that moon energy. And right ahead, the tower. Oh, what a month, man. What a month for Cancer. Oh boy. Yeah, illumination, guys. Yeah, getting blown out of your shoes. The tower reminds us of who we truly are. We're spirit having human experience. And we have to remember that as spirit, we have a responsibility. And as spirit, we have a power. And we need to use that power wisely. How it's seen from the outside. This is actually a Cancer card, a water, father of water, compassion, the compassionate, loving father. The compassionate, loving father. Helping people, having compassion. Hopes and fears. Now, domestic situation, I'm sorry. Karma, this is the Justice card. Wow, look at this reading. The moon. What was the first card again? Temperance. So I've picked one, two, three, eight cards. And of 8 cards, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. And these are the big kahunas, guys. These are the big kahunas. So there's balance. As you sow, so shall you reap. At home, in your domestic situation. So if you've had your due diligence on things are going to start to sort of come your way. If you haven't done what you need to do, then that's also coming your way. The scales are being the scales are being evened out. Hopes and fears, the 2 of earth. This is action, reaction. As you sow, so shall you reap. Of course, you can see there's an infinity sign in this one, right? There's also the 8. So can I really manifest what I need? That may be the question you're asking yourself. The 10 of wands. This is the burden. This is releasing the burden. Releasing the burden. See if we can get a major arcana with this. And you can do it. There's a lot of shit that you have to get through, but you have the strength to do it. So we have yet another major arcana. And this is the 8. This is the vibration of the year. Powerful cards, man. Fire, brother, fire. This is about taking your show on the road, so to speak, putting your energy out there, getting your healing out there. The 3 of Pentacles. Yes, this is the work that you love and doing it with somebody you love. So this is about getting out there and doing the healing work. Getting out there and doing the healing work. All right, well, whoo! Nothing like that. Nothing like a nice quiet month at home. That was sarcasm, by the way. All right, well, looks like you're going to have an exciting month, Cancer. And I'm a Cancer. My husband is a Cancer rising, so it should be interesting. Keep tuned in for updates. All right, guys, have yourself a great month. Like and subscribe if you'd like to have a reading with me. I do Numerology Kabbalah Astrology combination readings. They're very informative. They're different, probably different than anything you've had before. And I have hour and hour and a half readings available. If it's your first time and you can see yourself through, I would say do the hour and a half. The extra 30 minutes really helps me get the information to you that I need to get to you. And if you've seen me already and you want an update, you can always do an hour, or you could, if you want to talk to me for 90 minutes, I can talk for 90 minutes. Or you can become a patron. That really helps. I can get more of my work out there. Or give me a thumbs up, and all of the above. Get a reading, become a patron, and give me a thumbs up and share. That'd be super helpful. All right, guys, have yourself a great month, and I'll see you next month for the Taroscopes for April, which promises to be another whiz-bang month. Take care, everyone. Namaste.